Hope you enjoyed, everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Sellavin giving my latest review who on Yugioh-Arc-V episode 117, the the Sinister Bell's Chime right now. Because this is definitely a very dark episode, very emotional, very conflicting, like very epic epilogue to the story. Let me get started. I'm gonna do it like a top 10 this time because I want to break it down, to let you know what's gonna happen, what's gonna go on, because this is gonna be very spoiler. If you haven't watched the episode yet, you have, then you know what I'm talking about. Number 10, tossed out a window, and I thought getting kneed in the stomach enough, but literally getting tossed out a window, that's just cold, very very cold. You know, that is definitely something you gotta think about. Uh, you know, you know, this episode definitely, Yugo and Rin, they just got back together, and Kai just went to Rudy, and both of them are literally shoved off the tower. Oh, and they have no idea what is going on. Yugo, he managed to get saved. Yugo, he doesn't know, but and the other is Kai, but Kai, he gets saved last minute, leading to number 9 and the return of Shun and Edo. Like Edo, after Phoenix, Edo, he brought Shun because he found out about Yuya and the others going to Academia and to get Yuzu back and to fight, to free the people. But he wants to save his sister, but they don't know what happened to his sister, what's going on. And they found now Edo said there's a person in Academia who could bend people to their will, mind control them, get inside their heads. It's pretty. Like Yugo, he managed to survive, but he landed on his D-wheeler, his bike, dual runner. It's uh, definitely very problematic, because he loves that bike. He loves that bike a lot. But it's definitely very problematic. Which leads to number 8, a duel. Rin and Yugo, they're definitely gonna duel. They have to duel because because he came all this way her to save her. Now that she's acting like this, that she's going dark, and it's not her fault. So someone's messed with her, and they done so. And she's wearing an Academia duel. Hers is like it's purple. Kind of like Yuri's. Because all the other duels had their own color, like red something, but it was always shaped like a sword. Then it was curved. But hers is purple, just like Yuri is. We have to see her deck too. Hers is called the Wind Witch deck. Apparently she uses apparently wind style deck wind monsters that can use burn effects and spellcasters. Wind Witch, and it's definitely problematic when you think about it. And it's definitely something you gotta think about, and because uh, so Yugo, he's definitely got to think outside the box because dealing with Rin, in her like dark state, it's gonna be very hard for him because that's his friend. That's the friend he came all the way to find. Well, technically he came here with Yuri, but that's just detail. Number 7, remember the Parasite Fusioner. Parasite Fusioner, and that's the thing. That's the card that we saw. In the last episode. The card that was in that doctor guy, that sinister scientist was using. The doctor, apparently he's got it in her brain now. It's directly in her cerebral nervous system, like gotten in her brain, and it's using her and manipulating. This is kind of similar to how John Michel Roger manipulated Yuda, using that device in the helmet, giving him shock therapy and frying his brain, to go and make him go into berserk mode. It's definitely something off-putting as you gotta think about it. So definitely. It's something you gotta think about. Oh, this is definitely overall you gotta think about. But even though they're dark and they're messed up, he doesn't. He wants to make sure that this doesn't, go all the way through. Like for example, the professor, he wants to make sure that that the girls are loyal to him, but he doesn't. He wants to make sure that they're not completely harmed because they are essential to the Arc Area project. So basically, he said it himself. He doesn't want these girls harmed in any way. That means he still needs them. Which leads to number 6. Revival Zero. And Renji, Yuya, and the other Lancers are on the way to Academia. They find out about Yuya's dad and what he's doing. Apparently, Renji tells them it's about a promise that Renji went to his father years ago. Renji went to Yuya's father years ago to help stop Alcabalillo and his project logics and what the hell was going on. And in Alcabalillo's research, he discovered two files. One of them was Selena, the other one was Yuri. And he discovered these two girls with these people in the synchron dimension, in the fusion dimension, and he found out about these files. And when he saw Yuga and Yuzu together, it reminded him of what was going on. That means at some point he knew about the people who shared the same face. And this Revival Zero project, that means that he needs if he's kidnapping the girls from the other dimension, that means he needs all of these girls to do something. And then there's the boys who all share the same face and have dragons. That means that these boys themselves are also key to the Arc Area project. And since Yuya and Yuto are on their way over there, and Yuri are somewhere near Academia Island, it means that the professor has practically everything he needs to accomplish his goal. Which is pretty problematic. Number 5, synchro fusion. Rin, she's still something on the mind control. She managed to neutralize Yugo's Clearwing Dragon, making sure that he's slowed down, because the fact that she knows Yugo's dead inside and out. They know each other, so that means she knows the best way to shut his dragon down. But when she summons out that parasite fusion of that nasty little thing, it does a fusion summon, fusioning it with Winter Bell and Wind Witch parasite, Wind Witch Crystal Bell, which is definitely very creepy. And you get to see this dark aura around Rin. This dark aura is evil. She even manages to equip parasite fusion on two Winter Bell. She literally crushes Yugo, doing her best to destroy him. And she's definitely not the same guy. She does it so badly that she does number 4, Crash and Burn. She literally destroys the D-Wheeler. That they built together, all her memories. Even though Yugo is literally frustrated. His helmet's cracked, and he doesn't understand the meaning of what the hell is going on. Knowing this, and she can still use her Wind Witch effect to use card effects and summon cards from the graveyard and use them to equip herself with it, and doing all kinds of damage to it. It's definitely very bad when you think about it. The way she destroys it. However, Yugo, he's not gonna let this. He even picks up, the dual pad that was attached to the Runner, attach it to his hand and use it as a dual disc. Definitely very crazy. Number 3, number 3's Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. He managed to get out and summon both his Crystal Wing. Took everything he had to, but he had no choice but to summon it. He had no choice but to destroy that monster. Because the Rin he's facing, it's not the same Rin anymore. And he does his best, he manages to try to find a way through and manages to overcome Crystal Bell and this horrible monster, he manages to find a way to even destroy that monster, Number 2, landing on Academia Island. This is actually the last part of the episode. I'm gonna save number 1 for the part that came before that. And this thing, the Lancers, they managed to make it. They managed to land on Academia Island. However, they're trying to go in a different direction. Like, for example, some of them are trying to aim for the laboratory. If they can aim to the laboratory, they can find out what Alcabalillo is going to do, what he's going to do with the 4 girls, what is his Arc Area project, and exactly why is he doing it. Because, that's very essential. And here comes my number 1 moment. Fall of the White Dragon User. I gave it that potential child because that's what it is. Even though Yugo manages to succeed at destroying Wind Witch Crystal Bell, the monster is still not over, and Rin is still under control. Seeing how she literally tosses him aside, she even manages to fusion summon bring back this monster once again, and fusion summon it once again using the same material she used to summon it. It's like a continuous loop. Like when you destroy this monster, it just comes back forth, resurrects itself, and comes back as strong as it ever was, and still using these nasty effects, and literally he destroying Yugo, burning him out. Oh, I mean, Yugo let his emotions get the best of him. Yeah, when Rin was knocked to the ground after he destroyed Crystal Bell, he thought of his hurt friend to wake up, but she's still under control of the professor in Academia. She literally he walks over him and goes to the island, and despite everything, like she literally doesn't care less, because that's not her anymore. I can't help but feeling bad for Yugo, but I can't help but think that it's gonna be the same thing for Shun and Kite when they do Yuri, when they do a Riri, oh, Rudy. It's definitely gonna be the same result. Like as Rin used Synchro Fusion, she's gonna use Exceed Fusion. Rudy's gonna use Exceed. And then there's you, and then there's the other part that Akaba Renji said about Revival Zero. Oh, that means that this whole thing is probably to resurrect some monster of a creature that's so overpowered that it could literally have the power to control the entire dimensions, maybe even make them become one. It's probably a godlike monster creature that has the power to dominate people and literally do. Okay, if you guys watched the previous series of Yu-Gi-Oh, like Yu-Gi-Oh, the original series, or Yu-Gi-Oh GX, then you probably know about Zork Necrophage, aka Zork the Dark One, and Night Shroud, aka Darkness, in Yu-Gi-Oh GX. It's probably someone like that, or the Light of Destruction. What do you think? It's probably someone like that. You battle a boss, Yami Marek, someone that can literally destroy worlds and literally reshape them new. And he's probably the being that has the ability that what happens when all four Yuyas are on field and those four dragons came out that possessed them at one time. They were all together in one spot. Back in the synchro dimension. It's probably that one thing. Word is that there's something big in the manga. I never read the manga of Yugioh-Arc-V. I never did. I actually did once. Someone leaked it, so I watched it, but it was in Japanese glyphs, so I couldn't read the whole thing. But it was definitely there was something. But I do remember that page was exactly like 17 and 16. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thank you. What did you think? Give me your opinions, your thoughts. If you want, don't ask me. You can go on Twitter and type in Yu-Gi-Oh everything. There's a guy named Dylan from Clueless Gamers. He makes all kinds of theories and videos on Yu-Gi-Oh and all kinds of stuff. His videos are so good. You can go ahead and type him. And in fact, he got so good that he got flagged by Tokyo TV for talking too much, which is pretty badass. Having Tokyo TV notice you. Sorry about the strike, bro, but that's life. Anyway, overall, that's all I got to say. Hope you enjoyed the content. Subscribe. Thank you. This is Sellavin, Game of Life. You on Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc-V, episode 117. I'm out. Bye.